This man's name is Michael Adkinson. He is an adventurer, filmmaker, and once a military pilot. He spent a big part of his life in the Australian Defence Force, where he not only flew a plane, but he also learned survival techniques, and he taught those same skills to others who work every day at the risk of their lives. But there comes a time when just learning or teaching is not enough. Then people want to know where their limits are, to test. That's exactly what Michael did. He decided to build a small boat himself from the thick trunk of a huge tree. Not only that, but he would also sail the boat alone for 1,500 kilometers along Australia's Great Barrier Reef. As crazy as it sounds, it's actually much harder than it sounds, because it's not a modern boat, it's a dugout boat. It's made from just a single tree trunk. This method has been used in various cultures around the world for thousands of years. Back then, there were no machines. There were no modern tools, just handwork and infinite patience. The process of building this boat may seem simple, but it is actually a very precise one. The wood inside a tree is gradually removed, but the outside is left intact, because that outer shell becomes the main body of the boat, which will float on the water. And this is where the biggest risk lies, because if you cut a little too much, the wood will become weak, and if you cut less, the boat will become heavy. It will not float properly. That means every blow, every piece of wood, every decision. Life is as important as death. The greatest strength of this dugout boat is its simplicity. There are no separate parts, no joints, made from a single log. And that's why it's incredibly strong, durable, and long-lasting. Throughout history, boats like this have been used for transportation, fishing, and even war. But one thing that has always been different is the design, because people in each region built boats according to their environment. Somewhere there's a rough sea, somewhere there's a fast-flowing river, and somewhere there's a calm canal. So the size, weight, and structure of the boat all changed according to the environment. The wood that Michael chose was no ordinary wood. It was a Norfolk pine log weighing about 4 tons. This tree is found on Norfolk Island in the South Pacific, and its biggest feature is that it is straight, long, and relatively light inside. This wood has a special quality. It floats very well in water. That means it is less likely to sink. And that is why it is ideal for building boats. But just cutting and hollowing out the wood is not enough. It also has to be done carefully.